that's what we do on this show, Nika. We like to support the charities and good works in this town, you know?
We do, and it is wonderful, and you really help, you know, pull everyone up and spread the word.
Yeah,
so
that's what we're about
important.
over here. I'm Larry Aarons. This is Nika Allen. We're hosting away here on the Morning Brew today, and our next guest is Danny Whatley. Danny is Executive Director of Noonday Ministries.
Yes,
Welcome,
sir.
Danny. Good to have you back.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Thank you. Noonday Ministries, a lot of people have heard of it. They may not know what you do.
Right, Noonday, of course, is one of those that's been around for 30-plus years.
Yeah.
Calvin Horn started us way back when, and of course he's no longer with us, but his legacy lives on in ministries like Noonday. Sure do.
And who do you help?
We actually are, again, the largest day shelter in the state of New Mexico, mainly the homeless community, as far as a place to shower, a place to get clothing, do laundry, have amazing meals. We'll serve over 100,000 meals at Noonday this year. So lots and lots of things going on at Noonday.
It's probably your busy season coming up, isn't it?
It is. We're one of the few that are actually open on Christmas Day, and so we'll feed close to 1,000 people on Christmas.
That's
so
an important day to be open.
It is, and it's you know, most of the homeless, of course, Christmas is family for us, and the homeless don't normally have that. So we provide that meal and then just the fellowship and friendship on that special day for them also.
You've been doing this work at Noonday for what, 7 years?
7 years, yes, sir.
Very
7
nice.
years, yeah.
So you guys are reconfiguring everything, and you got a new facility and new branding and new everything.
We're doing a grand opening, actually building a brand new building. Our property in the building is on the old First Baptist property. So it's sold to UNM, so we went from landowner to tenant pretty well overnight. UNM's been amazing as far as helping us with this transition. So we're leaving sometime in November and having a grand opening on November the 15th. Our new building at 2400 2nd Street Northwest near the old train park downtown, which will be, we think, it'll be a great location. Really do.
Yeah, you'll still serve your constituency and do it well there.
Yes, sir. We want to expand some of the things that we're doing right now financially. We can't afford to do a whole lot more than what we're doing now, especially with the cost of getting into this new building.
Yeah.
But we're excited about being in that neighborhood and being a part of that area, that community.
So who supports Noonday, and how do you operate?
Noonday, of course, is a faith-based organization, so it's kind of hard and almost impossible for us to get government funding. So it's you know, we do get some grants through the United Way and Community Foundation.
In a way, that's a good thing.
It is. It is. We can pretty well control, you know, what we do and how we do it, and so it's a neat place. Noonday's become the hub in the city as far as. We have a really large facility, so we partner with so many different agencies. Last week we had the Veterans Integration Center come in and do their stand down, which they do every year, and we really have the only facility for them to do that. So they've been doing it at Noonday for about 3 years, and we got the citywide outreach this weekend at Noonday. So we want to continue that and partnering with those guys, and you know, and that's one of the reasons again for the rebranding, of changing the name. We reintroducing and introducing Noonday to the community.
And the new name is going to be?
The Rock at Noonday. So it's
nice.
you know, it's a scriptural based as far as the rock, but in fact we had a donor the other day to donate us a 5x5 granite boulder that we're going to put somewhere around the building and make it truly the rock.
It will be the rock.
It will be. It will be. So.
Nice.
That's great.
The people that you serve and the people who serve those people, you have a lot of volunteers?
We do. We have a really small staff. I was listening to the lady from the United Way, and we're the same way. We've got 3 full-time staffers and 7 or 8 part-timers, but our volunteers, without them, we couldn't survive. We really couldn't. We'll have 8 to 15 volunteers every day to come in, help prepare the meal and serve the meal, help with the cleanup. So it's several of our folks are doing clothing because we do a clothing ministry, and so all of that stuff is taken care of by volunteers, and without them we just couldn't do as much as we do, for sure.
Wow, this is great work. So everybody's invited on the 15th?
Sir. 15th, starting at 5:30. It's a come and go. Mayor's going to be there. Mayor has, we were talking earlier about all the events that's going on the 15th, but Mayor's going to be there to do a welcoming and and say hello to everybody. We work real closely with the city. In fact, I was at a meeting last night with the mayor, trying to work with the city and APD and communicating and dealing with the homeless community and those with mental health issues and those kind of things, trying to help that.
Good,
It's
good.
an important topic right now.
It
for
is.
our
It really
community.
is. I have law enforcement background, of course, and so it's one of those things I think that God has prepared me for this particular time as far as being able to help, and that's what we want to do is help. And
Yeah, I was looking at your background. Your whole career was law enforcement.
It was.
Then,
It was.
Then
Yeah.
you've done 7 years here.
Right.
Do you find that amazing that you've made that transition to this kind of work? Or?
Initially, it was. Initially, it was one of those things that was kind of, just an
How did I
abrupt
get
change.
here? Yeah.
Yeah, but as the experiences that I had in law enforcement on the local level in the South, and then with the Marshal Service, nationally and internationally, certainly prepared me for what I'm doing now. It really did.
It also helps you communicate with law enforcement
does.
here.
Yes, sir.
Because you know what they're about.
Exactly.
And you can explain to them what you need from
Right.
them.
And Noonday, of course, like I said, wants to be a part of that solution and
Yeah.
offer some help to our police department. We have an amazing police department. We just got to give them the tools they need to do what needs to be done.
Good for you. All right. Well, the event is November 15th. 5:30 to 8 will be the
Yes, sir.
ceremonies,
Right.
but I'm sure you'd be happy to show the building off anytime.
Oh yeah, we need to raise $750,000, so I'm doing nickel tours. I haven't quite figured out how long.
Yeah.
That's going to take a while.
You should
but,
charge a little more than a nickel. But hey, congrats, Danny, and
Thank you, sir.
I'm really delighted to have you on the show.
We
And
appreciate it.
anytime you need something, we're just down the street. Let us
Okay,
know.
sounds
okay?
great. We'll be neighbors for sure.
Yeah, you're moving into the neighborhood.
There you go.
Danny Whatley, who is the Executive Director of Noonday Ministries, soon to be known as the Rocket Noonday, will be back in a moment with more on the Morning Brew.